Good morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always, told out of Voice of Radio. So today, we've got news, ladies and gentlemen. We've got an update about Scarlet and Violet, a pretty big update, because yesterday I showed you Spider CX. That was my exclusive official reveal, and once again, I am overjoyed, over the moon, just plain delighted that after years of hoping, I got an official reveal from Pokémon, and I'm still absolutely buzzing about that. But I was not the only, obviously, was not the only person to get an official reveal. A bunch of other people did, and if we have a look at some of their official reveals, this is going to answer some questions we've had about Scarlet and Violet, and I am absolutely delighted. And let's start off with one of my favourite people in the Pokémon community, the lovely Cerebi Joe, over on Cerebi, shockingly enough, has gone and revealed Team Star Grunt. Now, in terms of a card, Team Star Grunt is fine. It's a supporter card that lets you put an energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon on top of their deck. It's decent disruption, it's nothing special, but it's one of those cards where your average person is probably never going to play it, but there are going to be a bunch of control players out there who are going to get very excited and play, and it's going to be lovely. And it's not going to be an every turn kind of thing or anything silly like that, but it's going to see a bunch of play. It's a lovely card. That's not really... Oh, obviously we got the full art, and the full art does look kind of cool. But that's not really what I'm worried about today. What I'm worried about today, is a rarity symbol. Because we know there's been a big overhaul of rarity symbols into Pokemon TCG, and aside from the gold cards, I'm afraid none of them have been revealed yet, boo, hiss, etc., unless I find one before I upload this video, in which case I will absolutely add it in. But aside from that, we've got all the rarities now. And you will notice that we've got a full art supporter here, Team Star Grunt, which has a double white star rarity. Which you might notice is exactly the same as the double white star rarity that I showed you on Spider CX in yesterday's video, which was also incidentally a pretty big deal. And yes, that does mean we've got 3 different types of double star rarities. So if you look at something like Iron Treads, I love me some Iron Treads, you will notice that that is a double black star rarity. Double black star rarity being essentially a regular art Pokemon EX. If you look at something like Spider CX for a Pokemon, or Team Star Grunt as a supporter, you'll notice a double white star rarity, essentially the next step up. Okay, that makes perfect sense. These are both cards that you really want, they're both pulls, so to speak, but the full arts are rarer than the Pokemon EXs, and they've got a different rarity symbol to match. That's lovely. And then if we look at something like Miraidon EX, and I'm talking specifically about the alternate art, the special art rare, or special illustration rare if you're talking in English. Remember, the terminology is special art rare in Japan, special illustration rare in the West. That's what they're called. But if we look at that, there's a double gold star rarity, which is essentially one step above. So now we've got double black star rarity, double white star rarity, which might be silver. I'm calling it white for now because that's what it looks like on the scans we've got, and double gold star rarity. And they are both double star rarities. They're all double star rarities. But we can tell the difference between them, and I love this. I think this is wonderful. And the reason that I think this is wonderful is because, especially for kids, this is going to separate these cards out. There's no question as to them being the same rarity. They're clearly not. They've got different coloured stars. Now, there is a question as to whether they're going to be able to rank them in terms of which one's rarer, but I think black into white / silver into gold, I do think that makes a little bit of sense, especially because black star rares have been a thing, forever, so, I don't know, I have faith, but I love this. But there were some other reveals that showed us some other stuff yesterday, including the lovely folks over at Games Radar did a double reveal. And one of the reveals they had was the full art of Arvin. Except you might notice something's a little bit weird with this. Because you'll notice that Arvin doesn't have a double white star rarity. It has a double gold star rarity. Hang on a second. What's going on with this? Well, what's going on here, ladies and gentlemen, is that over in Japan, these weren't the same rarities. Over in Japan, there are now essentially 2 tiers of full art supporters. You've got your regular full art supporters, which are secret rare over in Japan. And then you've got your special art rare supporters, which are a different level of rarity. And that is being reflected over here in English and other European languages. And that's a huge deal. The fact that we've now got 2 different rarities of full art supporters is big. The fact that Pokemon are going out of their way to show us this with different rarities is again very, very big, and I love them for doing so. This is wonderful. Now, if we see a double White Star rare, we know it is a full art supporter. But if we see a double Gold Star rare, we know it is the more special art rare. And I really do think no one's going to look at the Silver Star and Gold Star, or White Star and Gold Star, and not be able to tell them apart in terms of which one's better, because for years we've been conditioned to know that gold is better than silver. So this is wonderful, and I love it, and I love that they've made this change. It's a small change that a bunch of people probably don't care about. But in terms of making it really clear what the cards are, what the rarities are, etc., this is a huge change, and I could not be more in favour of it. In terms of Arvin as a card, search your deck for an item card and a Pokemon tool, reveal them and put them into your hand. It's another one of those supporters that could be played in small numbers in the right deck. It is not going to be a staple in every deck moving forward. I think that is a fair comment. But it is still a viable card that some decks are going to be able to take advantage of. Absolutely stunning broken card that's going to be a staple in everything moving forward? Oh my goodness, no. Useful card that some decks are going to want to play? Oh my goodness, yes. But look at the other reveal that Games Radar had. I love this. It is the Okacheke Mabstiff alternate art. One of my favourite cards in the Scarlet and Violet block so far, because it's Okacheke artwork. And now you will notice here, of course, that the 2 cards match perfectly, because the Arvin, hey, look, I'm on a table making a sandwich, and the Mabstiff's like, hey, I'm sitting under the table, where's my sandwich, human? And then, of course, the sandwich is kind of made up on the top there. And if you played through Scarlet and Violet, you will understand the significance of Arvin, Mabstiff, and sandwiches. And the artwork here is just absolutely stunning. The card is fine. It lets you, once during your turn, switch out your opponent's active Pokemon to the bench. They get to choose which one comes active, but it does work from the bench. You don't have to be active or anything. So it's a useful little ability, but it's the artwork I'm mostly enamored by. But this also gives me a good excuse to remind you guys about single Gold Star rares. These are, well, in Japan they would be called art rares. Over here, they're called illustration rares. And this one's really quite simple. Regular Pokemon, art rares, illustration rares. EXs or supporters, special art rares, special illustration rares. That's the difference between them. Jobs are good 'un. We did also see over on Twitter, Keibron, Keibron, did go and reveal the full art of Koraidon EX, I believe in Spanish. I want to say that's Spanish. And, I mean, we've seen Koraidon EX before. That was one of the first cards that was actually revealed from Scarlet and Violet. That was in the initial reveal. So, it's not exactly one we need to spend a huge amount of time on. And you will notice, of course, that in terms of rarity, we are once again rocking a double Gold Star rare, which is, of course, exactly what we would expect, given what we've seen from stuff like Spidops. So, to confirm then, commons, uncommons, rares are exactly the same as they've always been. Going up to your single Black Star rare, you can see on something like Klefki, which is going to be a really good card, incidentally. We then go up to double Black Star rares with your EXs. Single Black Star as a rare, double Black Star as an EX. Makes perfect sense. We then go up to double White Star rares for your full art EXs and your full art supporters. I have not yet seen a single White Star rare. I don't believe they exist. The only cards we haven't seen so far are gold cards, and there's no way they are less rare than your full art EXs and your full art supporters. They're going to be something like triple Gold Star because they're super duper fancy. We'll confirm that when they come out, but it's going to be something along those lines because they can't really invent any other colours. We've got enough colours, and they've got to be, you imagine, a level above your special illustration rares. So adding a third gold star just makes sense. But again, that's not official. That's my guess. We'll see when they're actually revealed. But there's no single white star rares, which is a little bit weird. We've then got your single gold star rares, which are your artwork rares, that is to say non-EX Pokemon, and your double gold star rares, which are your EX special illustration rares, and your supporter special illustration rares. And there we go. That's what you need to know about rarities. They are big changes, but I love this. I love that everything above a black star rare is now not just a single silver star rare, which gets very confusing. I love now that we can look at the rarity symbols and we can actually look at which of the cards are rarer than the others. This makes me very happy indeed. All right, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you need to know. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these cards. Tell me which ones you're looking forward to. Tell me what you think about the change in rarity. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. So go nuts. Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Pokemon and card games and Pokemon card games, all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, join a Discord, chat with us about anything you like, doesn't have to be Pokemon, and get shout-outs on the channel like the lovely Edgar Menares, who has been one of our supporters for a while and is a very lovely person. So thank you very much for the support and for being a very lovely person. But by far the most important thing as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.